Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let's get started. What we're going to do is sit comfortably over a pillow. I have a bolster here, but you can have whatever you have at home, a pillow or a blanket, or you may even use a block. So just so that you have your knees a little bit below your hips here. And then there's less tension on the lower back. Now you're ready to start. You can relax your shoulders, gently place your hands over your knees with some energy here so that your spine becomes a little bit more upright. So you press your hands down and you have a nice long spine up to the crown of your head, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And we're going to begin today's practice by tuning in to the natural flow of our breath. Just this much. It's you and your breath in this body of yours. This breath and this present moment. Everything else can just fade away for the next 60 minutes or so. And then little by little, we can begin to make our breaths deeper and longer. So placing our left hand over the solar plex, our abdomen, and the right hand just below on the lower belly, we continue to breathe deeply through our nose, allowing the air to move freely through the nose. And at the same time, we feel the breath in our hands. So with each inhalation, the abdomen expands forward. And as you exhale, you contract the lower belly in. So just like this, deep, long breaths, the air comes in, the abdominal muscles expand. And they contract as you exhale, protecting your lower back. Couple more breaths just like this. And on the next inhalation, take a deep breath in, bring the air into the lungs, hold the breath, chin to the chest, tuck the tummy in, feel your presence. Lungs are filled with air. Until it's comfortable to hold. When you need to exhale, relax the abdomen, exhale, effortlessly letting go. And coming back to that deep, long, continuous breath of yours that will guide you throughout this practice. Good. And then you can relax your hands and your arms, sides of the body. And on the next inhalation, take a deep breath in. We're going to circle the arms up and over the head. Nice long spine. Reach up. Exhale. Begin to rotate your wrist joints. So maybe you hear some cracking. It's just air. Twice more at your own rhythm. Deep breath in. Lengthen. Spacious vertebrae. Good. And then slowly release as you exhale. Deep breath in. Nowadays we spend so much time on the computers and our phones. So it's natural that we accumulate some tension there in the wrists. Good, and then we're going to bring the hands forward. Changing positions here. We're going to come onto our knees, hands below our shoulders, and the invitation today is for you to use your blocks. If you have blocks, you can use them. If you don't have blocks, that's okay. You can do without today. But if you feel any tension in the wrists, what you're going to do is make fists here with your hands at any point. Okay, this will release all that tension off your wrists. So we're going to begin full range of motion into the spine, coordinating our breath with movement. On the inhalation, we look up. Belly drops, tailbone points up to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to the chest, pelvic region in, and we round the spine. And continue like this. As we inhale, we release, look up. Exhaling, pressing down with our hands, lifting our heart, chin to the chest. Couple more times. Listening to our bodies. Our bodies are always talking to us, and we try and listen. Feeling into the sensations in our hips, lower back, middle back, and shoulders and neck. Fully awake to the sensations in our spine, in our hips. And on the next exhalation, we're going to bring the chin to the chest, round the spine, pelvic region in, and heavy head here. Stay and breathe. So gravity is weighing your head, about 6 kilos of head, including your skull. And all you're doing here is hanging loose, allowing this weight of gravity to passively stretch all the muscles connecting shoulders to neck and creating a little bit more space between your cervical vertebrae. As you exhale, remember the abdominal breaths. Tuck that tummy in as you exhale. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to come back to a neutral spine. Good. Bringing the knees closer together here on the mat. On the next inhalation, we're going to extend the right leg. Activate the thigh and rotate the foot to the side. So right foot rotates to the side. This means we're opening the right hip. Deep breath in. Exhale, knee to chest, forehead to knee. Twice more. Inhale deep, rotating that foot. The hip opens. Exhale, knee forward, forehead to knee. Once more, deep breath in, Vyagrasana, the tiger pose. Working here on your hip joints. And then stay here and breathe. Heavy head, forehead towards the knee. Once again, tuck this tummy in. Listening to the sensations in the neck and the shoulders. How's the breath flowing? And then on the next inhalation, we extend that right leg all the way out. Once again, activating your thigh, finding balance through your hands. Tuck the tummy in to protect the integrity of that lower back. And then from here, you just extend the left arm forward. Nice, long, extended spine. It's as if somebody is pulling you by your left hand and right foot, simultaneously stretching you out. Good, continue. Now for the hardest part, just smile here. Relaxing in the effort, in the tension of what we do. Breathing deeply and relaxing at the same time. This is important. Not only in yoga, but in our lives. To breathe and relax in the tension. And then exhale, bring that right knee back down. Let's balance things out on the other side. Vyagrasana, the tiger pose, rotating the left foot to the side. Deep breath in, exhale, knee forward, forehead to knee. Twice more. At your own rhythm. Exhaling, contracting that lower belly, abdomen in. And on the next exhalation, you can bring that knee forward, forehead to knee. Stay here and breathe. Being patient and gentle with ourselves. Things take time. And then inhale, extend that left leg all the way back out. Tuck the tummy in and extend through your right arm when you're ready. And you can look down towards the mat so that you don't crunch the neck. So the neck is still extended, keeping the extension of the spine. Deep breaths. Exhale, back to center. From here, we're going to move into our first downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, famous yoga pose. We tuck those toes. Inhale, lift the hips. Adjust our feet hip width apart. Look towards our toes. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to do a couple of variations here by lifting the heels, deep breath in. Exhale, ground your heels back down towards the mat. Inhale, lift those heels. Exhale, back down. Inhale, up and down. Good. Now we're going to bend our knees. So as we inhale deep, as we take another exhalation, we bend the knees, almost touching the ground, the floor. And then inhale, lift the hips, tailbone up to the ceiling. Twice more, bending our knees, almost touching our mats. All the way back up. And once more, Shasana. This is known as the hare pose. Lift the hips up, tailbone up. And now you're going to lift the heels and bend the knees at the same time. So heels are up, knees are bent. And you can think about bringing the hips up here, tailbone up to the ceiling. So we're stretching the upper body. Spacious vertebrae here. Notice the sensations as you breathe. Back to that continuous, long, deep breath of yours here. And notice what happens as you bring your heels down now. Take a couple of breaths with the heels towards the floor, as far down as possible. Maybe today it's here, maybe it's a little bit further up. Just feel those backs of the leg muscles starting to stretch. And then we can walk ourselves in the same spot, bringing one heel down, bending one knee and then the other. Nice and easy. And then slowly, step by step, we start to walk the feet in between our hands, top of the mat. Heavy, relaxed head. Nice, deep, long breaths. So gravity is working on stretching your muscles, passively stretching your muscles. And you don't really have to do anything here except breathe deeply and allow this passive stretch to really relax all the muscles along your back, your shoulders, your neck. And then from here, slowly, gently, gonna start to lift the body vertebra by vertebra, nice and easy. The arms follow the movement up and over the head, connecting the palms, interlacing the fingers of our hands and rotating the palms up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, you're going to lift your heels in Talasana, palm tree pose. Couple of breaths here. Maybe you focus a point in front. And as you exhale, we're going to breathe through the mouth this time, bringing the heels down. Good. Twice more, deep breath in, lift your heels. Once more. Good. Take a deep breath in, lengthening up. Looking up even, raising the gaze, opening the shoulders, your hands to the sides. And then on the next exhalation, we're going to start to rotate our hips back, diving forward over our legs. Hands on our shins, weight on the heels. Take a deep breath in, look up, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Couple of breaths here. So I invite you to lift the 10 toes off the floor, your toes off the floor, and this will activate the inner arch of your foot as you bring the weight into your heels. So you have the weight on your heels, and then you can relax your toes again. Hands on your shins, inhale, look up, flat back. Deep, long breaths here. Thinking about those abdominal breaths. As you exhale, you contract the belly in and up. And then you can also think about bringing the tailbone towards the back and the top of the head towards the front. So you create space and extension here through your spine, weight on your heels, and looking down towards the floor. Spacious vertebrae. Exhale, chin to the chest, relax your head, heavy head, hands on either side of your feet. On the next inhalation, we're going to look up and step the right foot back. One big step back with your right foot, left foot forward to begin with today, and making sure here that the knee is aligned to the heel, okay? So it's better to have the knee slightly behind the ankle and the heel than forwards. This is what creates injuries in yoga, over-compression in our knee joints. So really want to pay attention to this alignment. Looking forward here, opening the shoulder blades, listening to that consistent, continuous breath of ours, making that characteristic sound known as the Ujjayi breath. And this is our compass. Allow the breath to guide you back to present moment. My voice can even fade away here, okay? Notice how you're super light on your fingertips. That back right leg is stretched. Quad muscles are being stretched here. Legs are strong. Hips are weighing down with gravity. And you can even bring the arms back, palms facing down here. Deep, long breaths. Notice the weight on this front foot. And you have one diagonal line from the right heel to the crown of your head. Exhale, contract that lower belly. Hold a little while more. And then slowly you're going to bring yourself up. Inhale, ground that right heel down. Left forearm on the left thigh. Take a deep breath in. We're going to circle the right arm forward, up, and round the back, placing the right palm of the hand onto our sacrum here, or even the left side of the hip. See what's most comfortable for you today. Above all, respect your limits. So you're going to take a deep breath in, press your hand, ground your right heel. Remember to ground that left heel as well. Deep breath in. When you're ready, exhale, start to look over the right shoulder. Listening to the neck muscles. So if it's comfortable to be here, that's perfect. If it's uncomfortable and hurting in the neck, you just adapt. And that's perfect too. Adapt by looking to the side or even down. Taking a deep breath in, extending through your right arm, vertically up. And once again, you choose where you want to look. Maybe you look up towards the right thumb. And take deep, long breaths. Remembering as you exhale, you contract the lower belly in. Activate the pelvic floor muscles. So you're lifting the pelvic floor up. Activating your thighs. Distributing the weight alongside the outer foot. And then take a deep breath in, extending through your right arm forward alongside your ear. Slight variation here of the angle. So feel the sensations, the subtle difference here in your hips, your legs. Thighs are still active, deep, long breaths. Parshvakonasana. On the next inhalation, you're going to rotate yourself forward, square your hips, and shift the weight onto this left foot. So you're just going to shift the weight forward. And you can use a block here. Bring the left block forward, or left hand forward, and then slightly to the side. And if you're at home and you don't have a block, you can use anything, any other object that you may have lying about. Use it as a support. And then extend through the right leg. And your right arm extends as well. Notice how you feel as you breathe here in Chandrasana, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And then exhale. Let's unwind. Bring the right foot down, hands on either side of your left foot. You're going to bring the left knee under the left armpit. Exhale. Inhale, strong plank. Tuck the tummy in and feel your strength. Microflexion of the elbows, please, to protect the elbow joints. Couple of breaths here in Palankasana. Thinking about one diagonal line from heels to hips to shoulders. And then you can bring your knees down. Bend your elbows halfway down. Bring your chest and forehead towards the floor. Back towards the earth. So you're going to take a couple of breaths here in Namaskarasana. The posture of humbleness and simplicity. reminding us to live more simply in harmony with the earth beneath us and its qualities of groundedness, security, and nutrition. Back to that simple, fundamental person that we are. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to extend the body in one long line from head to toe. So what you can do is interlace the hands behind your back. Take a deep breath in. Start to lift your feet, your shoulders, your head, your arms. Pubic bone is supported onto the mat. And it's like you're going to jump up. Salambasana, grasshopper pose. Deep breaths here. Remember to smile. Happy to be here in grasshopper pose. Strengthening those lower back muscles. Extending the shoulder muscles. Full lung capacity. And then you can release. Bring your hands back under your shoulders, over your blocks if you have blocks. Press down. You're going to inhale, push through, arch up. Exhale, sinking the hips into the heels here. And relaxing the forehead, relaxing your hands, your elbows directly onto the mat. And back to deep, long breaths. And this is always a good place to reconnect to the breath. Remembering that we can never change our past. We can only do our best in the here and now. So right now we're going to do our best to breathe deeply and consciously. Noticing the inhalations and trying to prolong each exhalation. Breathing a little deeper. Coming back time and time again to this present moment. It's the only reality of time. So on the next inhalation, we're going to look up and place the right leg over the left calf muscle, extending through the right arm. Take a deep breath in and thread the left arm under the space beneath that right arm and relax the left shoulder, your head. You can walk this right hand slightly forward to deepen the stretch. Inhale, pressing your hand down. Exhale, sinking those hips towards the heels. Back to deep, long breaths. Notice the sensations along your shoulders, middle back and lower back. Breathing deeply here. Spacious lower back. It's also a good stretch for your spine from the tailbone, sacrum, along your vertebrae, all the way to the base of your skull. So on the next inhalation, we're going to unwind out of that one and balance everything out on the other side. So we just change legs here, left over the right calf muscle. Extend the left arm alongside your mat. Inhale, thread the right arm under the space and relax the right shoulder, your hips. Adjusting that left hand forward so you deepen the stretch here. Keep reminding you to remind your own mind to contract that lower belly as you exhale. Try it out for yourselves. Good, and then inhale yourself back to center. Relaxing your hands and your legs, taking a hold of your blocks. Tuck those toes, and we're going to move into downward facing dog. Once again, inhale, lift the hips, adjust the feet hip width apart. It's back to that same variation we did before, so we're going to lift our heels, bend the knees, and think about bringing the hips up. Couple of deep, long breaths here. Relaxing the head in between our arms so we look towards our toes. And then once again, walking ourselves in the same spot, bringing one heel down and then the other, and walking the day step by step. Walking the feet forward in between our hands. Heavy, relaxed head once again. Grabbing onto the left elbow with the right hand and the right elbow with the left. Making sure the feet are hip width apart. We can sway here from side to side, so you're just shifting the weight from the right foot to the left. Yoga is also about balancing opposites, moving beyond opposites towards wholeness. So it's not just about being strong and active and flexible. It's also about being gentle, soft, patient, especially with yourselves, especially through those hard times, more difficult times. Remember patience, patient endurance. Things will change. This is nature. So we patiently breathe through it. Accepting things exactly as they are right now. It's like this. And then we can relax the arms, heavy head. And slowly start to bring ourselves up, vertebra by vertebra. The arms follow the movement up and over the head. Once again, take a deep breath in, lengthening up. And on the next exhalation, we're going to tilt the body to your right. So think of your right. Exhale, Nidambasana, crescent moon. A couple of breaths here. Remember to soften through your knees, microflexion of the knees. And then you can bring that right arm down and forward, palm facing up towards the ceiling. And check that this left hand is facing down, left palm facing down. Inhale deep. Exhale, we're going to look towards the left elbow here. Deep, long breaths here. And as you breathe deeply, you can notice what's happening here in your abdomen. That right side is compressed and the left side is open. So you're breathing oxygenated blood into your pancreas and your spleen and your left kidney. Make the most out of being here, really oxygenating those digestive organs. Good. And we're going to inhale ourselves all the way back up. Lengthen, exhale to your left. Bring the left hand down and forward, palm facing up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, look towards the right elbow. And now your liver is happy and your right kidney. It's good to know where the organs are, just to remember. Deep breaths. Remember to soften those knees as well. Inhale, you're going to bring yourself up. Maybe connect your palms and look up if your neck muscles allow you to. Otherwise, you just look forward, adapt. Take another deep breath in. Lengthen. Exhale, start to rotate your hips back and dive forward over your legs. Bring the hands onto your shins. Inhale, look up, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Weight on the heels. So you've done this one before. Lengthening through your spine. And then chin to the chest, heavy head. Bring your hands either side of your feet. Inhale, you're going to look up. And this time step the left foot back. One big step back, two with the left foot. And then you just align the knee to heel. Right knee to right heel. So you can move around. It's not a statue. The asana adapts to you and not the other way around. Okay? Wide collarbones, opened heart. Deep, long breaths here. And you're super light on your fingertips. You can even bring the arms back, palms facing down. Take a couple of breaths here. Strong legs. Good. Well done, everyone. And then inhale, bring yourself up. Ground through the left heel. Right forearm over the right thigh. Inhale, start to circle that left arm forward, up and back. And press that left palm of the hand onto your sacrum or outer side of your hip. Inhale, ground and lengthen. Use your strength here to lengthen your spine. Exhale, when you're ready, rotate over the left shoulder or adjust your head. Okay, respect your limits, please. Every day we feel different in our bodies, so we're also looking at feeling those sensations. Listening to the sensations in the body, observing the effort we put into the positions and how the breath is flowing, our heart, how it's beating. And then we're going to inhale, extend through that left arm, and maybe look up or adapt. Yoga is also about adapting. And on the next inhalation, tuck the tummy in. Bring that left arm forward. Exhale, contract the lower belly. Pulling up the pelvic floor, activating your thighs. Good. Feeling the sensations from that left heel along the side body. Grounding through your right heel. Inhale, rotate yourself forward, square your hips, shifting the weight onto the right foot. We're gonna bring one block forward and slightly to the side here. Ardha Chandrasana. Noticing the difference between the right leg and the left leg. So one leg is naturally stronger because we don't have perfect symmetry. One leg is always a little bit longer than the other. Notice how it is for you. Maybe today you're here, maybe you're here, and that's okay. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And then you can ground that left foot down, square your hips, hands on either side of your right foot. Exhale, right knee under the right armpit to the side. Inhale, strong plank. Once again, tuck the tummy in. And bring yourself down gently, knees. Bring your heart and head towards the ground. Surrendering through our emotions, our thoughts. Accepting each phase of life exactly as it is. The only way out is through, remember. So we're going to inhale, push through. Arch up. Exhale, sink those hips into the heels. And this time we're going to make 2 fists with our hands. Bring one hand over the other. And relax our forehead in Dharana. Concentration pose. Focusing on the breath. Back to the present moment. And you can notice feelings of comfort in the lower back. Breathing easily and deeply. Remembering that you are the silent witness that observes everything that happens within. Observing how the breath is flowing, any sensations in the hips, any thoughts. It's all good. And then slowly you can start to lift your head, sitting over your heels. Good. And then from here you lift your hips up. We're going to bring both hands round the head here. And to make sure again that you're not crunched over here, you can bring the big thumbs onto your shoulders so you have space and extension. Deep breath in. Contract that lower belly, lift the pelvic floor. Super important here, so you protect the lower back. And the tongue, also muscle that we have, we can bring the tip of the tongue, ceiling of the mouth. Nata Shira Asana. Deep breaths, remember the lower belly contraction, helping us extend all those back muscles, connecting to the shoulders. And then exhale, slowly release. Bring yourself back down, sitting over your heels. So we're going to do one spinal twist. If you have pain or any tension in your knees, what you're going to do is use a block here and sit over your block like this. Okay, you can also put the block horizontally, but vertically I mean, but horizontally is maybe a little more comfortable, and this immediately releases the tension off your knees if you need it. Otherwise, we continue. So with the right arm, we're going to wrap the arm around the back and hold on to the left elbow. And then bring the left palm of the hand facing up, placing the hand over our thigh, left thigh. Inhale, we're going to lengthen on the inhalation. So So we grow on the inhalation. Deep breath in, lengthen up. Exhale, tuck the lower belly and start to twist, looking over the right shoulder. Deep, long breaths. And with each exhalation, you can contract that lower belly, and this will help you twist a little bit more. Inhale yourself back to center. Good. Now you know what to do. Let's do that on the other side. So we bring the left arm around the back, holding onto the right elbow, right palm facing up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting. Vertically looking towards the left shoulder. And you can think about all your vertebrae rotating around the axis of your body, central nervous system. Good. Try and keep the head, the shoulders vertically aligned. So sometimes we have this tendency to tilt the head. Try and place the head vertically, twisting. And then inhale yourself back to center. Both hands on your thighs, closing the eyes for a few moments. Observing, noticing how you feel here after the twist. Vajramatsyasana. Remembering that you are your best friend. And like a best friend does, you give yourself time and space. Everything's allowed to be here. It's all part of the process. Purification of thoughts, sensations, emotions. And then we can gently open our eyes. Bring the knees slightly to the sides, and we're going to do one pranayama here called Bhastrika pranayama. We can bring the hands onto our thighs here and shift ourselves a little bit forward over the thighs with our weight. And then we inhale deep. On the exhalation, we're going to do lower belly contraction. So the lower belly moves in, up and back with some energy and vigor. I'll exemplify to show you first, and then we can do it together. So it's like this. We're going to inhale. And you can do this as quickly at your own rhythm, okay, or as slowly as you can. So let's do that together. I'll count, okay? Bhastrika pranayama. Inhale deep. Begin. Exhale, exhale. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath, chin to the chest, tuck the tummy in, and feel your presence again. Lungs are filled with air. until it's comfortable to hold, okay? And we can let go. Relax the hands. And gently close our eyes for a few moments. Observing the sensations in our head. We've cleared the breath channels, energy channels. And we can come back to deep, long breaths. We're going to gently open our eyes, remove the block if we have a block from underneath us. Sit on our right hip and then extend our legs. We can give our knees a little massage. And we're going to take a hold of one block, place it in front of us, and slowly bring ourselves. If you don't have a block, that's fine. You just place the hands in front. We can slowly bring ourselves down, vertebra by vertebra. And if we have a block, we can place the block over our bellies. And you can do this with a pillow or a book even. And relax. Just feeling the difference here between being moving, active, doing, and then just being still. Absorbing all this good energy that we've been producing throughout this practice. The breath continues. The abdomen expands and contracts. And as we lay in stillness for a few moments, we are nurturing each and every cell with vital energy, this prana, nurturing every molecule and atom of our physical bodies. Giving us more and more energy, vitality, and willpower to continue and to move on with our lives. Because life moves on. And then with the help of our hand, we can hold on to our block. And we're going to move into our inversion for today, Viparita Karani Mudra. Super easy. What we do is lift our hips in our hands like this. So we hold the hips in our hands. The weight is on the elbows and the shoulders. Okay, if you have a block here, you can place the block on this oblique angle, balancing on the floor on an oblique angle. Okay, so this will help you sustain. If you have a wall, you can also use that wall to climb up the wall and support your feet on the wall. Okay, so this is 3 options that you have to bring yourself legs up, deep abdominal breaths, and we can help the blood flow here by making small circles with our ankles. So all this blood can move down from the feet, down our legs, into our hearts and lungs. And then from the heart, the lung, into the head, nurturing the trillions of neurons we have in our brains with oxygenated blood. Deep breath. So the longer we stay here, the better, right? We can open the feet to the side even, playing around here with our feet. Maybe another option is to bring the feet together, knees to the sides, soles of the feet together. And then all the way back up once again. It's a little different from shoulder stance. It's more gentle. So no tension on the neck. Deep breaths here. Also stimulating the thyroid and parathyroid glands located in the neck area. So try not to move the head. These endocrine glands are responsible for the cell growth and your metabolism. So our internal pharmacy can work properly. Endocrine system, circulatory system. 3 more breaths, please, deep and long. And then you can slowly unwind. So a good way to do this is to bend your knees. Bring the knees towards the chest, and with the help of one hand, you remove the block. The other hand is supported onto the floor. And slowly you bring sacrum, lower back, hips, legs, all the way back down towards the floor. Relaxing. If you have a bolster or a pillow, what you can do is, or even a blanket, you can place this pillow under your thighs here as a way of relaxing a little deeper. And now is a good time to put something warm, maybe some socks or a sweatshirt or even a blanket. If you have a blanket, it's a good time to make yourself super comfy and warm, because the metabolism will cool down in Shavasana. So you do what you need to do to prepare yourself for the final posture of today's practice. Shavasana. Comfortably lying down. Nothing left to do. You've done your best, and now is the time to relax. Allowing the weight of gravity to work on the body for you, weighing you down, making you heavier and heavier with each exhalation. Relaxing. Allowing stillness and silence to hold your emotions, to hold your thoughts. Everything's okay. Now is the time to rest. And the whole body is relaxing. You can become aware of the qualities of weight and density of your physical body. The weight and density of your muscles, your bones, internal organs that are now resting and functioning properly. Noticing the weight of joints, ankles, knees, hips, lower back, shoulders, elbows, wrists, and neck. Our joints are resting and relaxing. And the weight of ligaments connecting our bones, tendons, and even the weight of our own blood. Oxygenated blood now circulating freely throughout the body, nurturing us with its own weight and density. The whole body is relaxing in stillness. And at the same time, there's this quality of lightness. Present in the breath and all the space within. And you may feel so light, spacious, that it's like floating, like a cloud, floating in the sky, in space. So light and free. Just being who we are. That simple, fundamental, calm person that we are, without having to do anything. Just being. And then ever so gently floating back into the waves of breath in your belly, feeling this expansion and contraction of the abdomen, the movement of breath expanding and contracting. Just like the energy of nature, expanding, contracting. And then we can start to recognize this breath of ours, recognizing our own thoughts, sensations in our physical body, And as a way of inviting movement back in, we can start to move, wiggle the fingers of our hands and our toes. And the head can sway from side to side. Maybe we give ourselves a nice stretch alongside the floor, extending our arms. And then bringing the knees to the chest, we can give ourselves a well-deserved hug. And then swaying here from side to side, alongside the floor, as a way of releasing any tension that might still be present in our lower backs. We can allow the knees to fall to the right side onto the floor, leaving the left side of our bodies, our hearts, open, available, calmly attentive to whatever may come up throughout the rest of today and this evening. With this attitude of yoga, calmly attentive, no matter what happens. And then we can, with the help of our hands, bring ourselves up back to a seated position, sitting comfortably over a pillow or a block, making sure that we're stable in our lower back once again. And then it's just like we're moving, but we're sitting down. We can place one hand over the other, right hand over the left, and then gently relax the hands, relax the shoulders, throat muscles. You can relax the eyes by gently closing our eyes, relaxing the eye muscles. The breath continues. Notice how you feel. Remembering the silent witness that you are, that just observes. How is the breath flowing now? And maybe recognize this feeling inside of ease and spaciousness, inner peace. This feeling of well-being that's always here within us. This wholeness that we are. All we need to do is to reconnect time and time again to the breath, so that we're able to live calmly in this present moment. No matter what happens in the external world, externally, we have the capacity to remain calm, present, attentive. So from the state of wholeness, I invite you to bring your hands together at heart center, thumbs to heartbeat, bowing the head forward, connecting the head to the heart. We're going to seal today's practice by chanting a peace mantra together. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And you can listen first, and then we can repeat together. May all beings be happy and free. Inhale. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Take a deep breath in. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Harihi Om. Reflecting on the meaning of these sounds. May all beings be happy and free, and may all of our thoughts, our words, and our actions contribute to the same freedom and happiness of all sentient beings, including ourselves, the ones who chant the mantra. Thank you all for practicing yoga. Thank yourselves as well. Namaste. Hari Om. So this concludes our practice for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you have a beautiful day and that the yoga continues outside of this practice into your daily lives. And just to show you where we are in this beautiful location, I'm gonna open the windows so you can see. We're actually in this beautiful country house called Quinta dos Raposeiros, and this is the view. Maybe you can see it. I'll open it this side. It's a little light, so maybe the reflection is not so good. And it's a winter's day in Portugal. So here you are. I'll take you a little closer. The valley, São Lourenço Valley. And that's the beach. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.